I'm recorded on the computer, and then I'll go to Facebook Live. And I'll do like a 10, 15-minute interview, or is that too long? And do you want me to cut it short so your phone is
That's okay
all
because
right?
I got it charged up to like 90%. I should be fine.
Okay. Well, if you get to feeling, then you just say, let's go ahead and do the jokes now, and I'll get it. Say something about, let's do some jokes, or let me do
Okay.
let me prove I'm funny.
Right.
Padovano.
Yes.
I've been clipping 10-second and 1-minute clips and sending them out everywhere. So hopefully
Oh,
they'll
good.
start getting more traction,
Hmm.
more views, more fans. Hey, everybody, it's your girl, Linda Marcus Smith, in the flesh here. I'm virtually here for you at home, and I know that you like to watch this after the fact. Keep doing that. We're getting like 4,000 hours of views every month, and I really appreciate that so much. I think it's 4,000 hours. It might be 4,000 people. Who cares? It doesn't really matter. But thank you is the point. So today on Comic Spot here, I have somebody I know in real life, and I love him. I trust him. He's a good person on and off stage, hysterically funny. I've seen him kill, destroy in Staten Island. I'm telling you, this guy's something else. Let me read you the introduction before you get to actually meet him. Okay, he's over there in the other square, and I think it says his name in the square. His name is Tom. Get ready for a long last name. It's not like Smith. It's Padovano. Padovano. Tom Padovano has performed on cruise ships, at comedy clubs, private parties, senior facilities, and places beyond description. He has sold over 1,000 jokes, and his clients include Rodney Dangerfield, Joan Rivers, and Tom Dreesen. I almost married Joan Rivers after she's long gone. Okay. He's also sold scripts, skits, and song parodies. Try saying that 3 times. Okay. This Thursday night, he will be appearing at Jackie B's in Scarsdale, New York. September 12th, he'll be at Alba's Restaurant in Astoria, New York. And September 13th at Rhino's Comedy Club in Suffern, New York. And you won't be suffering. So don't bring any suckers. His website is tomcomedy.com. And on Instagram, he's tomcomedy2, the number 2. tomcomedy2. So let's welcome him right now to the stage. Let's do a little interview, and then he's going to treat you with about 30-some minutes of comedy at the end. So stick around. Here we go right now to meet your comedian du jour, Tom Padovano.
Thank you, Linda. Great seeing you again.
Thank you for coming on again. It's so great to have you. Tell people what you're out and doing, and what borough are you in today, and what are you doing today besides this?
Well, I'm in Queens, New York now. I think I'm going to do a mic, which is on the Upper West Side. It's called, I don't know if you've ever been there, Claire's Cafe.
No.
No, when you come to New York, it's an option. It's like 4 o'clock every Saturday. And, but it's a nice little coffee shop. And the guy that runs it has a screen that gives you a countdown to your 5 minutes, which is great. You can see, I got 10 seconds left, and, wrap it up and all. And he has a stand where you can put your iPhone in and video your set. And it's a nice little place.
Love that. I want to find a place like that where I can run a mic when I get there, a little offshoot where I can help comics. So, yeah, that's so cool. So, you'll have to tell me where this Claire's Cafe is at when I get there. Upper
Oh, yeah.
West Side, did you say? No,
It's
Queens.
like 111th Street and St. Nicholas Avenue for people in the New York area. You would take the number 2 train to 110th Street, and it's like a 1 to 2 block walk.
That's nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. All righty. Well, let's talk about, I know you've been on here before, but for those that don't know you, tell people like what you were like growing up at home and in school. Who was little Tommy Padovano?
I was actually fairly quiet, but I did like comedy and all. And then I found out there's a college here in New York called the New York School of Social Research. And browsing through their booklet, there was a class on comedy writing. So I said, hmm. So my friend and I took that. And so then we work out little skits in the class and all that. But through that class, I learned how to write, and I found out about Phyllis Diller buying jokes. So I started to sell to her. Then somehow I found out about Rodney Dangerfield buying jokes. Well, before that, Joan Rivers. I found out about Joan Rivers buying jokes. Then somebody in the class got Rodney Dangerfield's home address in Manhattan, which was really great. So I would send him jokes. And then it kind of like snowballed from there, where I try to get whoever I can that was interested in buying jokes. Then in 1984, uh, I have never been on stage. I just would sell jokes to people. I said, I should try to get the guts to go on stage and perform. So I took a class, comedy writing and performing, where the first three classes is how to write, and the last class was actually performing on stage. So that forced me to get up there.
Wow. Do you remember who taught these two classes?
Yeah, the first class was a guy named Jack Morton. I don't think he's around anymore. And the second was a guy named Richard Mincer, who has sold comedy books. If you ever look him up, like on Amazon, he has a bunch of books. Some are humorous, some are serious, but he's a published author. And I think he used to work. He worked with other comedians like I did, so we became friends because at the time we were more into writing than performing.
Got it. Yeah, Jack Morton was kind of a household name way back when.
Yeah, I guess he was, and all that. I remember the first class, we didn't know who he was. He comes into class and he goes, "Excuse me, is this comedy writing by Jack Morton?" And somebody said, "Yeah." He goes, "Good, because I'm Jack Morton." I always remember that.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Hilarious. So growing up, how many brothers? See, when you're on stage, you're doing your comedy and your persona and you're talking and I never know when you're doing your material if it's real or if it's fabricated. So I kind of want to go off away from that before you do your comedy and really know who you are. And you're not that much of an open book, really. Like I've been around you, but you're not one to say, hey, I grew up here and I had a sister I couldn't get along. You're not like Helene and me. My bestie Helene and I will tell, we should never play poker. But yeah, so tell us some inside scoops about your life that maybe you never, were asked or didn't feel like saying before, but like let us in a little bit on who you really are off stage, who you were.
Actually, off stage, I'm usually pretty quiet. I'm more of a listener than a talker. Um, I pretty much always been that way. Now I know with comedy, you can't always be that way. Like I'll post a lot of stuff on Facebook about myself. But if it wasn't for comedy, I might not even be on Facebook. It's like, I don't have to talk about myself. I had a pretty normal childhood. I'm the oldest of three. I have a brother and a sister. Grew up in Astoria, just had a good childhood, you know. But I kind of found out that I did like to kid around in various spots. I would have to find somebody that was comfortable in it. I was never one to try to force it. If I saw me trying to be comedic is not working, I never pushed that personality on anybody, and I still don't.
Got it. Well, that explains a lot. And so tell people like what kind of work jobs odd jobs you've done along the way to support your comedy passion?
Yeah, well, I've pretty much always been still a full-time worker. So the comedy was a spare time thing. Like, I worked as something called an error control clerk in Bloomingdale's. My main background, insofar as employment is concerned, is payroll. I've done payroll for a good few companies, and now I do human resources. So, like with the comedy, at night, that's when I'd write the jokes. At night, I'd go to the open mics. And during the day, I would do my job. The Bloomingdale's job was like from 10 to 6:20. Other ones were basically 9 to 5 and all. And then after I met Joan Rivers in person, then, she would send me a list of topics and all. So my goal was to send her 100 jokes every 2 weeks, which is what I would do. It does sound like a lot, but it's like 7 a day. You come up with 7, 8 jokes a day, and she had this long list of topics and all. So every Sunday night, sometimes I would struggle to come up with more, and you're like cramming for a test to come out. Oh, I got to reach 100. I got to reach 100 before I send it out. So and I didn't talk about it much to other people.
Yeah. So, all the jokes you wrote her, did you ever hear her saying any of your jokes?
Yeah, I don't know if you remember when she used to be Johnny Carson's guest host on The Tonight Show. She would average like one joke of mine a night that she would do. Some nights there'd be one, some there'd be none, some there'd be two. And somewhere here on VHS tape, I would tape all her monologues, hoping that I would hear one of my jokes.
So, what was do you remember one joke, or are you allowed to say what one joke you liked the best that she did that got the best reaction, or is that private information?
Well, I mean, I think I could say I think there was a joke about when I was born after the nurse slapped me, the doctor slapped me too, some silly
Wow.
nonsense like that.
No,
Um,
that's your joke. That's so funny.
yeah. Do you remember the soap opera, The Young and the Restless? Well, Joan Rivers was in one called The Old and the Breastless. That's a joke she bought. You know, well, she had a dumb friend. She asked him, how many feet are in a yard? Goes, well, it depends how many people are in the yard. So those are some sample Joan Rivers jokes.
Wow. What would be a sample thing that you'd do for Dangerfield?
Danger, honestly, I only sold him 3 jokes ever. And
Yeah.
sometimes he would even write, if he would return in like a self-addressed envelope, the jokes, he goes, sorry, Tom, I'm a tough uh, critic of jokes. I think the one joke I remember is, well, 2 jokes. He goes, oh, my father got me a job in a bowling alley as a pin. Then there's another one. Oh, this woman was so fat when she wore high heels, she struck oil. And I think he bought another joke, and I don't remember that one. But that was about it with him.
When you've gone to Dangerfield's Comedy Club, have you told them that you used to write jokes for him?
I never got a chance to go there much, and I think every time I was there, he was never there in person. So I never got to meet him in person, unfortunately, where I got to meet Joan Rivers like 4 times.
That's so
But with him, I
cool.
never got to meet him, which is, I would have liked to.
So nowadays, do you go to Rodney's, and have you introduced yourself to the club and told them that he paid you for 3 jokes?
I never have. I never even thought about doing that. It's funny you mention it, it's under totally new management and all, but it's interesting. Maybe I'll mention that sometime, being it's basically Dangerfield's just fixed up and all and now called Rodney's.
Yeah, maybe somebody could make up a professional frame with a photo of you holding a receipt or some kind of communication from Rodney.
Yeah, yeah, I should look for that. As a matter of fact, I have like a whole drawer chest of all the jokes. I think pretty much all the jokes I sent to Joan Rivers. I'm thinking the one she didn't buy, somebody said maybe I should put it in a book. Here are my joke failures or something
Yeah.
and all that.
Ha-
It's something
hash, hashtag joke fails.
yeah, something like that, where maybe I could, even though a publisher was a here are the joke, I've sold thousands jokes, but here's the many, many jokes that nobody wanted.
I would
And
buy
believe
that
me,
book. I would buy that book so fast.
thank you, thank you. It's something I got to think about following up on it. Yeah, or I'm thinking of going through the jokes and seeing if I could turn some of the ones she didn't buy others into jokes for myself, maybe by altering it or saying, I'm going to do it as is. Nobody bought it. I'm going to use it.
Yeah, that's a cool idea too.
Yeah.
So right now, you're still working full time and doing comedy very seriously. And
Mhm.
when you're not doing comedy and when you're not employed at work and you're off work, what are some things that you like doing in your own personal life that have nothing to do with work or comedy or no
I like,
politics or religion?
yeah,
Even.
yeah, I like swimming. I've done a lot more of that this summer than I've done in a while, which is good. I like taking walks. I like watching sports. My addiction is YouTube. I mean, because if I'm in a mood to hear a certain song, just about every song that's ever been recorded is on there. So, and of course, I could watch people's routines and, get inspiration. There's so much how to videos on there. It's just an amazing thing, YouTube. So that's something I like to check out like every day.
Oh, me too. I love it. I love when things pop up. I love the algorithm because it knows what my taste buds are.
Yeah.
So yeah. Well, I'd like to transition right now into a butterfly, but unfortunately I'm doing an interview. I'd like to transition into you doing your comedy if you're ready, unless you have something to say before we do that.
Well, I'll say something first. I don't know if you know this about me, Linda. I'm actually half robot and half Italian. Yeah. So I'm AI and Ayo. Yeah. And I used to be single and ready to mingle. I'm still single, but now have shingles. It's terrible. Um, I said to my girlfriend, "Have you cheated on me?" She said, "You're the fifth guy to ask me that today." I understand she gets mad at me. See, I'll admit, Linda, I'm cheap. Like on her birthday, I took her out to dinner at Wendy's. So she got so upset. She screams, "You'll pay for this." I go, "Nope. I got coupons." Didn't have to pay a thing. Yeah, I remember once she wanted to go whale watching, but instead I took her snail watching, and she got upset at that. She goes, "Snail watching? Why?" I said, "Because you said you wanted to take things slow." Right? I mean, come on. Oh, then once she wanted to go to a candlelight dinner, and I took her. But we got thrown out of the restaurant because, Linda, I had no idea you were not allowed to light candles in McDonald's. But now I know why you can't. Oh my God. Is Ronald McDonald's outfit flammable? Oh, oh, that clown went up in smoke. Oh, goodness. So I'm out there trying to meet somebody. I went to a club. "Hey, babe, what's your sign?" "Tape off." Oh, listen to this. I was talking to this woman. She said she wants to date 10 men at the same time. I said, "Oh, I'm not into that. I'm monotonous." Yeah. Oh, this other woman said she's looking for a man comfortable in his own skin. I said, "Forget me. I have psoriasis." And then she was itching to leave. I was talking to this classy woman. She said to me, My last name's hyphenated. I said, mine's Padovano. I don't know. I was talking to this one woman, Linda. I am not sure if she said I was a breath of fresh air or I needed a breath freshener. But I'm getting desperate. I go to Kentucky Fried Chicken just to hear them say breast or thighs. Sometimes I'll put Vicks Vapor Rub all over my body. Then try to attract women with asthma. Yeah. I mean, it's tough, And now, though, I am on the Elvis Presley dating app. Yeah. Love me Tinder. Yeah. You never know. I might find my hooka burning love. You don't know. Now, my best friend, he's single and he's Jewish. He's on J date. I'm single and Italian. I'm on A date. Hey. Yeah. Oh, I went to this wedding, Linda. It was so fascinating. It was half Italian and half Jewish. And they did everything 50-50. Like they made the men wear yarmulkes, but on the yarmulkes was an ad for Vito's Pizza. And at a Jewish ceremony, they have the groom step on a glass, right? Well, here the groom was Italian. He slapped it. Oh, my Uncle Chooch was at the wedding. Yeah, this guy's always in a bad mood, but not this day, because after 18 years, he got his birthday wish. Hurrah! Now, he's an amazing man. He said to me, Tom, we should all get along. And he said this to me while he had me in a headlock. And the thing is, he has a nice wife. He has such a nice wife. And a few months ago, Chooch was in the hospital. The wife goes to visit him. And he says to her, yo, bride, you were there for me when I was abusing alcohol. You were there for me when I was a drug addict. And look at this. You're here for me again. So I've been thinking, you're a jinx. What a thing to say to the woman, And Chooch is from the old country. And when he came to America and he saw the Statue of Liberty, he cried. It was the first woman he ever saw with shaved underarms. That's a big deal when you come from the old country. Now, I also come from a poor family like he did, but let me tell you something. Every night, my mother had food on the table. I wish we had plates. I remember I was 7. I said, Mom, was I adopted? Give me time. I'm working on it. Oh, then this one time I said, Mommy, I wanted a toy truck for my birthday. I didn't get one. I'm upset. She goes, stop it. You just turned 50. And when I was a kid, they didn't put candles on my cake. They put highway flares. Yeah. So the only people at my birthday was my mom, dad, and tow truck driver. Terrible. Oh, but one thing, my father, a good man. Like when I was a kid, if I would get a hole in my shoe, he would put a piece of cardboard in there. And to make me feel better, on that cardboard, he wrote Dr. Scholl's. Pretty nice, made me feel like he bought it. But I was never good in school, Linda, but I had tough teachers. Like in gym class, when we played dodgeball, the gym teacher drove the dodge. I wasn't the class clown. I was the class idiot, always getting left back. Do you know any other kid in 3rd grade excused for jury duty? I mean, it was embarrassing. My teacher made my parents write on the blackboard 100 times, we won't have more children. It's terrible. Did you ever take shop class, Linda?
I tried to, but they didn't let women.
That's terrible. That's terrible. And I'm sure you would have did better than me because I did so terribly in shop class. I made terrible items. Like I made an ashtray out of balsam wood. I made a I made a leather wallet that was sewn shut on every side. I mean, I made a birdhouse that didn't have an entrance. Those poor birds that kept circling and all. Oh goodness gracious! And maybe that's why they nicknamed me Bird Brain. I don't know, but I wish I was young again. It's not easy getting older. Now I got hair growing out of my ears, and it has dandruff. I mean, I have to shampoo with Head and Shoulders and ears. Oh, and now I'm having trouble with Sheila, my 20-year-old, smoking. Sheila won't stop smoking. Sheila's my Chevy. It's terrible. And I think different now. I went to a birthday party. A gorgeous woman. She jumps out of a huge cake. And my thought was, wow. You know how much cholesterol's in that icing? And look, now there's crumbs all over the carpet. And I'm a nervous wreck. What I do to relax, sometimes I'll just sit down and look out my front window for hours and do absolutely nothing, which really upsets the drivers behind me. They're beeping their horn. I don't care. I try not to let things bother me, Linda. Like I have insomnia, but I don't lose sleep over it. Like if I can't sleep, I'll try counting sheep. But if that doesn't work, I will capture a sheep and knit a sweater. That gets me tired. That works. But crazy things happen to me. Do you remember Gumby? Gumby, yeah. I misplaced my Gumby, but I did not get bent out of shape. No, I did not let it bother me. He is there somewhere. I know that. But there's people older than us. There are. Bugs Bunny is 80. Yeah, 80. Now when he says, "What's up, Doc?" It's his cholesterol. Porky Pig is 77. When he goes, "That's all, folks," it might be. And I'm a nice guy, Linda. Don't you think so? I'm a nice guy.
Yeah.
Thank you. Like I was on the subway platform. This guy said to me, "Do you know what train goes to Coney Island?" I said, "Yes, I do. Have a nice day." I didn't have to answer. Oh, you might have know this. There's now subway conductors. So I asked my Uncle Dulio if he's coming out of retirement to be a conductor again. And he said, "Times Square." I guess that's yes. Oh, on Amazon, I ordered a New York subway map t-shirt. It's delayed. Wouldn't you know it? Oh, and also in New York this summer, they have a shortage of lifeguards. So what they did is they lowered the standards. They hired me. Can you imagine they hired me? So I'm thinking, why don't young people want to be lifeguards? Then I figured out why. It is because you cannot swim and text at the same time. Young people have to text constantly. They're not going to take a lifeguard job. But I'm feeling well. So somebody said what I should do is go to an infectious disease doctor. An infectious disease doctor? Nope, I'm not going to one. I don't want to catch an infectious disease. Doctor infections. But I did switch health plans. I was with Blue Cross. Now I am with International House of Physicians. IHOP. Yeah. Well, Linda, I love their slogan. If we can't cure you, relax. We're going to pay for your funeral. I feel better already. Yeah. So they gave me this doctor, Dr. Julio Alejandro Bernstein. Oh, this man is brilliant. He taught me things I never knew, like how to approach an attractive woman in a restaurant without fear of rejection by using the Heimlich maneuver. Yeah, he's an amazing man. And I even said to him, Doctor, what do you do when you don't feel well? He said, well, Tom, I go over to my girlfriend's apartment. I hug her. I kiss her. And I start feeling better. I said, is she home now? I could use that. He doesn't want to be my doctor anymore. And my dentist, he called me in for a cleaning. As soon as I got there, he handed me a mop and a bucket. So anyhow, I'm sitting in the chair and he's looking and he said, Tom, I do not like this way this looks. And that was before I opened my mouth. Now, some of you people out there might recognize me from the movies. Yeah, I sit in the back near the toilet. Yes. Oh, and I saw a sign in the bathroom. It said, do not throw paper towels into the toilet. Linda, I'm a nice guy. I would never do that. I place the towels in the toilet gently. I think that's pretty nice of me. Well, listen, thank you, Linda, for listening to all my jokes. And it's always good to be on the show. Any other questions or comments? I'm always ready for you.
That's great. Thank you so much. You know, he and I do comedy in kind of the same circles a lot of time in person when I'm in New York or on Zoom. And so I've heard a lot of these jokes, but I'm watching for the delivery and the expressions, and they always make me laugh. So,
Thank you, Linda.
yeah, of those jokes, what percentage of those are really true? And what percentage of it is made up or embellished?
You know, they're about all of them made up. Just about all of them are made up. I don't know if I have a true one in there. I mean, one true one is based on one boss. I don't know where if I made a mistake, she would say, Tom, look at the mistake you made. But if she made a mistake, oh, Tom, look at the mistake we made. And she actually used to say things like that. And then sometimes I would add the topper. So, after she would say that, I said, well, boss, look at the ugly dress we're wearing. So that one is based on truth. Everything else, well, I don't know if there's anything true in there.
And
So
you make it so like conversational. You're
I
telling
try.
one-liners in a conversational way, and it's very unique.
Thank you. Yeah, I try, but there's all types of different styles of comedy and all. It's a fascinating subject, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely. Well, I want to thank you for coming on and remind people. Let me do it. Let me do the hard work here. Let me lift this phone. You can go to Tom's website, which is tomcomedy.com, and Instagram, he's on Tom Comedy 2. That's the number 2. And he's got 3 upcoming shows. He always has upcoming shows. He's gonna be at Jackie B's in Scarsdale, New York, this coming Thursday. That's next Thursday, right?
This coming Thursday, yeah.
Okay, perfect. And he's going to be at Jackie B's in, oh, I always said that. September 12th at Alba's Restaurant in Astoria, New York. And September 13th at Rhino's Comedy Club in Suffern, New York. And don't bring any succotash. Don't
And
tell
on
him.
Facebook, it's just my name, Tom Padovano, if you want to look me up
Oh,
on
thank
Facebook.
you. Yeah,
Yeah,
Facebook, Tom Padovano,
yeah,
Padovano. What does
yeah.
Padovano mean? Do you know?
It means I'm too lazy to get up. I don't know. I should look up what it means, right?
Yeah. Are you a fan of the comedian named Anthony Jeselnik who does real dark comedy?
I am not familiar with his stuff. I heard his name. Are you familiar with him?
Yeah, I like watching him because he has twist jokes. You real surprise
Okay.
endings. But here's the thing that reminds me of you. He and you both, nothing he says is real. It's so
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah. Well, some people do reality stuff and all that about their real life. And I just can't think of anything so crazy in my life that I can make a joke of it, which I should consider a blessing, right?
Yeah, yeah, I
Yeah.
like it. You know what I really enjoy about a comedian? When you get a drift that they're making it all up,
Mhm.
it's so fun because then you can relax and you don't take it seriously.
Yeah.
And sometimes when you know that they're coming, like me, I'm coming from a real experiences, stuff that really have. It's like the audience is like, but with you, they can just relax and laugh, knowing
Yeah.
it's just fun.
Yeah. It's just an embellishment and an exaggeration of something and all. Yeah. Basically, yes.
I like it. I like it a lot. It's not my style. I wish I could do what you do, but I can't. So.
I'm sure you can. You work on it. That's the thing at open mics and something I fall in the trap. I should always try at least one new joke. You know, should always try at least one new thing each time. Then you build up your time.
Yes, absolutely.
Hmm.
Okay, well, so you're going to a mic today at
I hope to. Yeah.
a cafe. What's the name of it again?
It's Cecilia. Wait, I forgot the name of it now. It's like 111th Street and Lenox Avenue. Uh, and it's 4 o'clock every week. As a matter of fact, if anybody has the New York comedy scene on Facebook, this guy posts every Saturday morning. Claire's Cafe. Thankfully, I finally remembered it again. Yeah. So he pretty much every Saturday at 4 o'clock, it's there. So, hey, and you know how it is in New York, Linda. You could have and I want to do this something, a go crazy day where you can maybe do 3, 4 mics in one day.
Yes, yes.
And I know you've done that, which is great.
I love it. I love the grind. I do. I'll probably wind up in the hospital within a month of moving there in February because I don't want to sleep. I want to be out, like it's New
Yeah.
York. I got to chill out a little bit when I get pace myself.
Pace yourself. That's what you could do. Yeah. Yeah. But
Yeah, it's gonna be hard because it's
I know,
just
because
so.
there's so many opportunities out there to perform in the New York area. My goodness. You ever check out the website Life of Anya?
No.
Okay, yeah, I'll let you know. It's www.life, LIFEOFANYA.com.
Okay.
And on this site, she pretty much has pretty up to date open mics in the 5 boroughs
Wow.
and how to, if you have to sign up online and all that kind of stuff. I mean, she even sometimes will post when she last updated the list, but it's a good list. It's not totally complete, maybe, because some people don't want to know, but they might advertise for some reason. But yeah, check out lifeofanya.com and then you'll never sleep.
So, I would love to open up an open mic in a little cafe, a 24-hour cafe, and have it
Yeah,
open 24 hours for comics to come in. I'm crazy.
that would be something. Yeah, an all hours comedy a place. Yeah, yeah. Hey, you
Uh,
never know, right?
yeah, and even if somebody steals that idea and does it before me, I don't care. There's enough in the world for all of us.
This is true. That's how you
Yeah,
have to look at it. You're right.
yeah. Thanks a lot, Tom. You guys, hold on. Thank you so much, Tom Padovano, for coming on today. I appreciate you
Well,
so
thank you.
much.
Thank you for the invite. It's
Yeah,
great, and look forward for you being in New York again in February. Wow.
yeah. And I'm gonna take 10-second and 1-minute clips and I'm gonna send them to you along with the full, you'll see it on Facebook, but wait till I send it to you from YouTube to share it,
Okay. Yeah, no
if,
problem.
if you will. Thank you so
Sure.
much. Go get
Thank you,
them,
Linda.
Tom.
Okay,
Bye.
bye.
Love you, bye.
Okay.